Hello, people. Episode 8 of the AUNZ Music Podcast. Welcome back. Today, we're hanging out with Christchurch's very own guitar wizard. That's Jayden Bowley. How are we doing, brother?
Good, bro. Don't know about guitar wizard, but I dabble.
I know about it. Let's hear a little bit more about Jayden. Over the years, he's lit up stages with a whole bunch of acts. Most recently, Mim Jensen, Amber Carly Williams, The Hoots, and Pretty Stoot. On top of that, he manages Monster Music, a hugely popular music education system. He's even cruised the 7 seas, playing 7 days a week to audiences on board a cruise ship. And back in the day, Jayden and I, we ran a little cheeky guitar sample business called Licked. That was good times. We've got some cool little ideas in the bank still. Yeah, he's a longtime friend, an all-round top bloke, and I'm stoked to have him here. Jayden, welcome. How is the health? We're good.
We're good, mate. Thanks for the glowing intro there. Very kind of you.
Oh yeah, we gotta butter you up, don't we, brother? Hey. All right, let's hear it. You know how it goes. We get that silly fun fact from a guest every episode. So hit us, something unrelated to music. What do you got?
Oh, unrelated to music. Well, this is kind of a weird one, maybe. So I'm a fan of eggs. I eat eggs every day. That's not the fact, by the way. Well, it is a fact, but it's not the silly one. So when you eat a food every day, you kind of like start getting a bit creative on it and throwing all sorts of bits and pieces, spices and different approaches and stuff to, just to spice it up a bit. Sometimes it's like onion and garlic powder and some chili oil or something like that. Recently, I got into the raw honey game, so I've been throwing some raw honey on it, and that's been a good staple for past couple of months. But as of a couple of weeks ago, I dabbled in the honey, the scrambled eggs, and then topping it off with peanut butter.
Yeah, I'm with that. Are you scrambling it all together?
Oh no, I'm not. So what I'm doing is, I've just doing the eggs, doing a couple of bits of toast, slapping the honey on the toast, eggs on top, and then just like slapping the peanut butter on the very top.
Right, like a dollop of peanut butter, or are you squeezing peanut butter?
Squeezing it. I got the squeezy stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that takes me back. That does take me back. I used to do something even more outrageous in my university days. 10 years ago? We're talking budget white bread. Toast that bad boy. Scramble those eggs up. Put the peanut butter, spread it on. This was before you could get squeezy peanut butter, I guess, or before it was popularized. So I'm spreading that peanut butter on the toast. Scramble the eggs on top. This is my last snack of the day, just maxing protein. But then I needed that sugar hit. I didn't go for honey. I went for barbecue sauce. Hit me.
Oh, bro. That's hectic. I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet. I'm glad you're on my side with the peanut butter and the eggs, because people have definitely screwed their face up at it. So
I haven't done it for a long time, but I know that it works. I mean,
Mm.
peanut butter, there's not many things it doesn't work with. I'm pretty happy to give it a go. I've got enough data in the system now where peanut butter has reliably worked with everything. I'm talking like I'll put peanut butter just on carrots, eating bananas. Delicious. I mean, that's a bit more common combo.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
How
yeah,
about
PB is the goods.
dipping a wee bit of dark chocolate in there?
Oh yeah.
Makes
We
me
could
go
get
on,
around
doesn't it?
that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's a goodie. Yeah, bro. I'll even
Good
just
wee
have a
treat,
spoon
afternoon
now and
treat.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm about that
Yeah.
too.
All right, enough about peanut butter. I'll be here forever. Music. We're in the news. From Christy Eliza, perhaps? Not sure how to say her last name. She's with music.com.au and wrote this piece on the 7th of August. It's entitled Venues 7 New Music Spaces, Geelong Stadium, Closures, and Techno World Record. The appetite for live music entertainment continues with new music venues opening and more moves happening across the country. First, Geelong. Moves are afoot for GMHBA Stadium, home of the Geelong Cats, to host more major concerts and compete with Melbourne's Marvel and Rod Laver arenas. Operations are looking to increase capacity from 40,000 to 48,000, hoping to attract the bigger superstars. Then we have 7 new spaces that have opened their doors. Sydney Hills District has just opened Bella Live with a capacity of 1,500. It will also serve as a place for comedy, business meetings, conferences, launches, product displays, and sports events. Darwin's picturesque Fort Hill Parklands is officially christened as a festival location, with Guy Sebastian and LAB playing there as part of the Darwin Festival. A 300-seat venue at the Italian Forum in Sydney's Inner West, called Teatro, will showcase productions that played on Broadway and London's West End, supporting a new generation of musical theatre stars. The New Orleans-inspired basement bolt hole Alligator Bar that showcases music 7 days a week and stays open until 3 a.m. for you Brisbane heads. New South Wales Hunter Valley has a new honky-tonk country music venue called Full Throttle Ranch. And finally, Wayward's Ballroom relaunched late last month at the Bank Hotel in Newton with a brand new entertainment spread covering live music, cabaret, comedy, and community events. So that's our live music venues, and I'll quickly give you a little bit of a ding, ding, ding for a new record. Yes, TikTok. Headlines once again, boasting mass numbers with hashtag Tomorrowland. While Belgium's Tomorrowland just confirmed it will bring its core stage to Australia next year, very exciting for us. TikTok drew 74 million viewers to its live stream. According to TikTok, this marks a 363% increase from the 16 million who dialed in 2023. So, live music, it's making itself known not just here, but globally. What do you make of this, Jayden? The new venues, some venues closing. Any insights to the live music scene where you are in Christchurch, or any other thoughts about live music? Hit me.
Cool, bro. That's epic. New venues. I saw recently. Was there? I could be totally wrong, but was there some venues closing down in Melbourne?
Definitely some tinkering with the idea. Yeah, definitely a lot of struggling venues here in Melbourne. I'm sure there's some closing down. I know there's less live music venues back when we lived here together from 2018 to 2020. It was once upon a time the live music capital of the world with the most live music venues per capita. But yeah, I know that the scene is struggling, but it's nice to hear that there's places opening too, and keeping our artists engaged, fans satisfied.
Yeah. Like speaking from here, Christchurch, where I am, uh, from my perspective, I reckon the scene is humming. Like I reckon it's great. We don't have a large portfolio of venues to play at. When strictly speaking about original music, If you're doing covers, like that's a whole nother kettle of fish. There's plenty of covers spots around the city, but here in Christchurch, we've kind of got Space Academy, Dark Room, Loons, and I could be wrong, but I did hear something about Flux was closing down. I think they might have even had their like farewell last night. I'm not a Flux goer. It's just not really my scene. But my brother's a avid Flux attender, so he's probably pretty gutted. I have played there. I've played there with Mim. A cool wee spot. But yeah, I think I saw something about that closing down. I'm not heaps on the socials, so I'm a bit out of the loop.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Good lad.
For here in Christchurch, like, yeah, sure, maybe we don't have that many venues like putting on original music, but the ones that are, they seem to be like consistently doing gigs. Like Space Academy, Dark Room, they're always got music on, which, that's a good thing in itself. It's like, if we had 7 new venues just pop up just around Christchurch, just around the city, it's like, that would be great. But they'd probably all, I don't know if they'd survive, like, not sure.
Yeah, like you don't think they'd fill it up enough if there are enough people to even see the original music.
I think it would just spread it out too much, Like, I don't think that the extra venues, extra venues would be cool to spread it out. But like, I play with Mim, and I don't think if we had 7 extra venues, I know the article's not about seven venues opening in one spot, but just spitballing here, I know that Mim wouldn't be hitting each one of these 7 venues in a month. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, it's got to be, it's different audiences that you want if you're playing different venues. And Christchurch still isn't the biggest city, really. Like, if you're playing a show in Rolleston, not to say that there's a venue there, down south of Christchurch compared to Littleton, the fan bases that you're trying to pull to those concerts, it's the same. It's the same fan base.
That's exactly right, yeah.
What do you think about the online live stream concerts? Have you ever done this?
Oh, no. I don't even know that was still a thing. I kind of thought that was just
neither.
a
And then I seen
lockdown
this thing about TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. But I guess it's still happening. Don't know if it ever caught on heaps in New Zealand or Australia, but 74 million viewers into Tomorrowland. That's wild.
Yeah. Out the gate.
The big one that comes to my mind, and it's not even a live stream concert, it was when I remember when Marshmello played on Fortnite, and that was a massive online concert.
True. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I can't remember when that was, but would have been this decade, like last 5 years sort of thing.
Yeah.
Probably during COVID.
Yeah, that's where my brain goes as well. Because when you talk about like online live stream concerts, the only one that's sitting in the front of my mind, I know I've watched plenty more, but the only one that I can think of is the War on Drugs. I think they did a Tiny Desk from Home edition. That's one that jumped out to me. That was great.
Yeah, true. There was a bunch of Tiny Desks from Home concerts. But it also, like, projecting into the future makes me think about how all of this metaverse AI goggles and stuff are going to contribute to that space? How well is that going to translate? And how many? Well, it's more like how many years before a live concert through an immersive technological experience is engaging enough to replace a live concert? Is it just a matter of time, or will there always be just that human draw card to be in the physical space? I like to think that the latter is true, but then I don't know. You just can't predict these things, these advancements. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I like to think the same as you, like in the latter there. Because, I mean...
But we could be old.
Yeah, but bro, like, you can watch an Ed Sheeran concert on YouTube right now, or an Oasis concert or something. People are still going. Those artists are still selling out stadiums, right?
True.
So it's still there. It's still there, you know?
There's something that people like about experiencing something as it's happening. It's the same with sport. Like, people want to go to or even watch the game. They want to watch it live from home.
Mm-hmm.
They're less enticed to watch the replay, I think, unless they're diehard fans. And it's much the same with a concert. I don't know many people that watch replays of concerts. But what about when that is an immersive live experience? That's truly like synthetically similar to the physical space.
Yeah, well, I guess that's like, I mean, I went to a Coldplay concert in Tokyo a couple of years ago, and that was insane. Like, that's a whole show. That's a whole show, you know? Like,
yeah. A full display, right?
Yeah.
Not just the music.
That's right.
Anyhow, that will bring us to the end of part 1. So we're bringing in the song of the month is from Mim Jensen herself, who you play with as the guitarist. The song is called Sidekick. So we're going to let you listen to a snippet of that. It's coming out mid-September.
That's right. You got it.
So it should be out by the time this podcast airs. We're recording here at the end of August. We'll be back soon with part 2 and a little bit of a chat about that song. Ciao, ciao. Sidekick from Mim Jensen. Brand spanking new. Now, this is the first time we've had a song of the month with a guest who's actually participated in the song. Most standout thing for me in that track that really caught my ear, or ears, I should say, is the stereo placement of the guitars. Were they completely left and right? Is that Mim playing one guitar and you're playing lead guitar?
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So is it 100% each side? It almost sounded like it's 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Loved the solo, dude. Loved the little lead parts in verse 2, the call and response. It's nice to hear, always nice to hear Mim get to that climax with her upper range, really sending it with some bigger notes at the end. I mean, she's just amazing voice. Love it. Songwriter. It's cool. It's a hook. It's stuck. She does it again. Mim, why you do this to us, yo? Tell us a little bit about the process with that song.
Cool. Well, first thing that I'll just jump in and say, so we're recording this at the end of August, and the song's coming out mid-September. And obviously, for the listening purpose, we're listening to a mix right now, not the mastered finished copy. The listeners are going to hear the master, but Reuben and I are listening to the mix. And what he was talking about with the panned, I don't know if that actually made the final master cut. So
Cool.
it might
Right.
sound a little bit different, and that
Thanks for
might not even
that.
be in there.
Yeah,
sorry, bro.
all good.
It popped into my head after you said it. I was like, oh, that's right. I don't think that it could
Yeah,
be.
well,
Let's find out.
I wouldn't
I'll
imagine.
find out.
I wouldn't imagine the master changes that. The master normally just sprinkles it across different mediums and increases volume without clipping and emphasizes certain frequencies. From what I know of mastering, and I'm no sound engineer by any means.
That's absolutely right. But what I mean is, I sent you mix number 1.
Here we go.
We've had tweaks before it went over
Well,
to master.
Tell me about that process. How many mixes did you go through to get it ready for master?
Good question. I believe there were 2. So, yeah, I'm just trying to rack my brain whether we took out the panning or not, because
That's
there
all
was
good,
some
man.
pannings
Don't worry
and
about
some.
Leave the pans behind. Let's move forward.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about what was the initial question? Talking about the recording process. Yeah. So we did the recording at Roundhead Studios, which is in Auckland. We had Mr. D. Stevens. He engineered and produced it. He's great, lovely guy, awesome human being to work with. It went really smoothly. It was probably the best recording experience I've had. Everything was just smooth and chill. There was like no big mounts of pressure, which was great. We did everything live, so nothing's really. We did a couple of overdubs, but everything that you just kind of listened to was live. Obviously, the vocals were overdubbed, and some percussion and stuff, but all the core band stuff was all live. And yeah, I got stupidly sick the day that we went up to the studio, or no, the weekend before we went up. And then so first day in the studio, I was like slapping the codgerals, like just trying to like get through. And that was the first song we recorded, and you brought up the solo. Yeah, and Mim kind of wanted me to go for like a Big Thief kind of like vibe. Specifically, like more kind of like there's a song called Paul, and the solo's kind of like that, a bit out there and minimal. And yeah, that kind of like solo just kind of fell out of me in the first take. And then we did a couple of more takes. We probably did around maybe 8 to 10 takes per song, maybe 12, not sure.
You're recording the whole song as one collective?
Yep. Yeah, and that was the first solo that made the cut. So yeah,
Nice.
my fever-induced brain worked in my favor
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I
there
was
you
just
go.
worrying more about wiping my nose than I was what notes I was playing.
It was quite a feverish solo, now that you mention it. Cool. Can you speak, please tell me if this is outside of your realm of knowledge, but do you know when the song was written?
No, I don't know when
Hmm.
it was, but um, working with Mim, man, she just pumps out the songs. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she happened to write that a couple of months before we went and recorded it.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
she's
Prolific.
she's just she's just constantly kind of writing and pumping out the music. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was this year, but um, I could be very far from that mark.
And do you have a favorite moment in that song?
um, yeah, I really love. Uh, I mean, the chorus just feels great. The chorus feels great. Um, but speaking of, yeah, talking mostly about like what I contribute to the song. I really love that chorus line um, that I'm playing. Um, yeah, it's just my vibe, you know, just
Hmm.
very kind of minimal. It's got a bit of a like a '90s vibe, which I think Mim was kind of trying to go for. Yeah.
Great.
What about you?
Cool. Yeah, it's got to be the hook, but the vocal melody and the chorus, yeah, it's still
Mm,
sitting, it's still brewing in my head, still echoing. So yeah,
epic.
that's
That's good.
nice. Yeah, that's what you want. Um,
Mm.
didn't go so much into the song feedback today, folks, but if you are looking for a service of that nature, you can head on over to gymjot.com.au, a free service we provide to get one page worth of notes about your song. Or you can upgrade the service to get an in depth full analysis of that song. And who knows, maybe your submission will end up right here featuring as the song of the month on the AUNZ podcast. AUNZ Music Podcast, I should say. And feedback is one of the most important artist development tools. You can't have enough of it, in my opinion. And it's where GYMjot actually thrives artist development at large. With our tried and tested development course, you can unlock your inner artist and find your musical direction, all within the context of your situation. So zoom over to our website, GYMjot, that's GYMjot.com.au, to book a free 30-minute consultation right now. And we're just going to keep spinning along that arm of artist development here. And maybe we can wrap this up all together. This recording experience you've had with Mim, and it was an EP, if I'm correct. Yes?
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe we could keep it all relevant and ask for one thing that comes to mind in terms of your personal artist development that occurred during that process of recording, that EP recording phase with Mim.
Say that again, sorry.
One slither of artist development that you encountered, something that made you grow as a musician, an artist, a guitarist, a songwriter, a band member, that you can reflect on now, looking back at that recording process and say, yeah, that was extremely valuable.
Mm. Um. Whoa, yeah. Great question, bro. I reckon just the yeah. Just give me a minute
Yeah, brew it.
to
It can be
articulate what
something
I
that you
want to
just
say.
learned something you just learned in the process too, something that you realized you hadn't given enough credit to, or something that you're like, oh, I've got to do that next time. Like I learned that I should definitely turn my treble up to 10 on my amp, right?
Yeah, cool. Okay, I got a couple of things actually.
All right,
You're
hit me.
talking about the turning the treble up. I'm not going to say that, but I feel like just trusting your own gear and trusting your own sounds. I feel like a lot of musicians, myself as well, like you go to a fancy studio, you pay for studio time, and you're like, give me, give me these cool guitars that are hanging on the walls and stuff. Like, give me the top of the line stuff. But pretty much the whole EP is my guitar with my pedal board. I'm obviously using a studio amp, but it's very similar to the one I have here. Um, I did use other guitars and a few other pedals, but the guts of it was always my stuff, um, which I think is cool. And yeah, I'm
I'm
pretty
with
sure
you on
Mim
that, bro.
was in
I'm
the.
with you, eh?
Yeah.
Got to trust your gear. I did that once for a live show, or twice. I've borrowed other people's guitars, thinking, how bad can it be? But it just feels, it just takes away my fluency of the language, you know?
Mm.
Guitars, like, they all bend a little bit differently in terms of strings. They all have a different feel of fretboard and spacing and like slipperiness of the neck. You don't quite know how to adjust tonal features that you've already got a good feel for on both your pedal board and on the guitar. Yeah, and I had I borrowed a guitar for a gig once, and the string got caught under a broken fret, and then I was so lost in the gig that I didn't even notice, and I was like, "Fuck, what is happening with this string?" Yeah, trust your
Oh,
own gear.
dude. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely used other guitars and stuff during that studio session for different bits and pieces. A couple of really nice SGs, which I usually play a Strat. So an SG was like a nice break, a bit of different sound. But yeah, like most of the EP is my own guitar, which is pretty epic. Um, and then just the second little slither that I think is also probably more important. It's just the team mentality. Um, I think why the whole recording session just went so smoothly and we all had such a good time is like our band is we're like a team, um, which I've felt elements of before in other bands doing recording sessions, but this one was like, I don't know, it was like different, and it felt like we were all on the same team, inclusive of the producer D. Like Mim's management were hanging out as well, and it felt really like community vibes, you know,
Mm.
like yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm happy you alluded to actually the full spectrum of the team as well, not just the band members, but how important it is to be in that same team atmosphere with the producer as well, and all those other people that are
mm,
passing through. They might not be there the whole time, but management coming by, just bringing some fresh energy into the studio, and everyone's welcoming that into the space. I mean, it could even just be enough just to break a moment to be like, "Yo, have we eaten?" Even, that's a valuable voice. That's an important voice in the team, because if we don't eat, we ain't recording for very long. If we ain't sleeping right, if we're getting too silly, and there's no right way to record. I'm not saying that it has to be all optimized health scheduling to do recording. But, all these different voices, they are what makes up your team. It doesn't mean it's just the band.
Totally.
Yeah, that's cool. So have some faith in your own gear despite the caliber of gear on offer. And don't forget the value of a team when it comes to the recording process, at least. I like it. I'm with it. Nice. That brings us to the end of part 2 as well. So thanks for tuning in, folks. We're going to let Sidekick play out while we do these closing little parts. Jayden, anywhere you'd like to direct people?
Direct people, can you elaborate?
Any socials, any artist pages they should be following?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Check out Mim Jensen. Mim. I do a bit of work with Amber Carly Williams as well. She's great. Another local Christchurch gal.
If your kids are looking for some music, get into that Monster Music platform. Get the shout out. Oh, good.
Yeah,
cool.
Monster's great.
All right, thanks for joining me, Jayden, and I look forward to seeing your face in the flesh and not through the live goggles. Take care, team. Ciao.
Peace.